Everyone, it's Christine Gritmon here with Christine Gritmon Inc. And this is Social. I usually do a live stream every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Today, I guess it's also 12 noon Eastern Time. But I am in San Diego right now for Social Media Marketing World, which just wrapped up yesterday. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, I normally do this like with a guest talking about a specific topic. But today I am encouraging people to come to Cup of Coffee and share their experiences from social media marketing world. Also, please, people, if you're watching, please let me know if you can hear me because music is very loud here, but I do have a microphone. So hopefully that's something. I see it's looking a little jerky on screen. We'll see how that goes. So let me know about that also. And if you are tuning in and you were at Social Media Marketing World and you want to share some stuff, definitely let me know that. Do you want to share anything? I've got my friend Mary here. Mary Fane Brilliant. Hello, Mary.
Wait, am I in there? Can they?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Coming to you from sunny San Diego. And this is the first time we met in person.
Yeah,
and I'm
so crazy.
Right?
Social Media Marketing World is all about meeting people in real life that you've only met online. And
Right.
It's very exciting and fun.
Super exciting and fun. And this is the first year that I went to the conference as an attendee. So I've been a volunteer for 2 years, and you were an attendee for 2 years.
I was an attendee for 2 years, and I was a volunteer this year. So
So I really enjoy being an attendee because I got to go to a lot of sessions.
Yeah.
But more than that, I got to really network. I got to do some live interviews, which was one of the goals. And I think one of my favorite sessions was content that scales.
Yes, that was one of mine too. That was Melanie Diesel, right?
Yes.
From Story Fuel.
Yes,
All right.
that
Angelique
was amazing.
Says, video's choppy, but sound is on point. Sound is what matters.
Right? Audio is what keeps you watching.
And we're gonna have you guys on too in a minute. I'm Christine, by the way. Hi. So that was amazing. That was, I think, a standout session. Story Fuel has this content matrix
10 by 10
where along one axis there's 10 different types of like themes you can do, right?
Yes. And chopping it up and just
and then along the others formats, like
I'm totally going to go back and watch that video that we get.
Yeah, I'm going to print out the matrix,
right?
The story matrix, so I have my 10 by 10. And she said to use the 10-sided die, and I'm married to a geek, so we have a bunch of those around.
We do too. I'm ashamed to say.
I'm not. I own a geek life. Woo. So I'm gonna, roll one die to be the type of thing I'm gonna do. Am I gonna do a profile of someone? Am I gonna do behind the scenes? What am I gonna do? And then the other to determine the format. And this might actually become a live thing I do on Mondays. I think that would be great. Hey, Bill Batson, my friend from home. Friend from home. His work was introduced to several people this week because my Brits who were so nice to me when I was in England a couple weeks ago, I brought them Nyack mugs with beautiful art by Bill Batson.
Nice. Yeah. Very nice.
So we've got a standout session of Melanie Diesel from Story Fuel.
With
definitely. The content matrix. Beautiful.
And I have to say, on the live stage, my girl, Stephanie Liu.
Oh, Stephanie
killed it.
Liu.
Killed it.
Hey, Fizz Paul. How you doing? Yeah. Oh, Stephanie Liu is just
I'm her number one fan.
I love that.
Like we met 3 years ago on the Midway. So that was our anniversary.
We've just been following each other online and we keep meaning to do something. We're going to do something. We'll do each other's live shows. It'll be glorious.
Hey, you're going to be on my live show
so
too.
Cool. And you're going to be on mine.
Okay.
You are on mine. But you know what I mean? Dedicated.
No, but Stephanie Liu knocked it out of the park being on that live stage. That's a big, you're in that conference setting and it's not just like you're in a room speaking. You've got competition on the other side.
She can hold her own.
She can hold an audience. She held her own. Her deck was amazing. Her energy, she rapped. Did you see? She rapped at the beginning.
I love that.
She threw down her lights, camera, live rap. It's hilarious and great and entertaining and so informative. I got some video of
her amazing dancing at Park, and she's doing it in an Agora Pulse hoodie. So it was I'm like, that's the best advertisement for Agora Pulse.
That's my girl. There. So I think that was
freaking Lou.
Amazing. So there were a lot of sessions, and we're going to be
doing. What did you learn from her session?
I'll go get your coffee. What did I learn from her session? Well, I'm one of her students.
Oh,
so
awesome.
I've been through her course. We're friends and colleagues.
That explains why you're live live video presence is so fabulous.
Why, thank you. Yes. When courses with the right instructors, you never know.
I'm sure.
I think I learned just, again, how to repurpose my life a little more. And I already knew that. But seeing her on stage, here's what I got from that personally, is I need to redo my deck.
Ah.
I loved her presentation style.
She's got good, like, graphic design.
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to do that this year, but I actually told my husband this morning, I said, I want to redo my deck. I want to present more like her. I don't want to be her, right? Not imposter syndrome. Because we talk a lot about that as being an entrepreneur.
You're your own thing.
But I like that style, that flow. And I have my own theme. You know, she did the ringmaster, the circus.
I like that.
And so the story and everything. And so I really liked the theme and I liked her decks. And it inspired me to create a whole new deck. And I have a presentation Monday. So let's see.
Presentation Monday too. Let's see. I gotta look up her decks now.
Yeah, so let's see if I can get it done by then.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
All right, we're gonna probably make you hop on again, but thank you. You're awesome. And
I'm gonna go drink
Marissa,
my coffee.
hop on, girl. Oh, all right. Well, I'll talk for a second. I want to talk about my boys Andrew and Pete. And please,
Wait.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Hop
I
on,
just
girl.
met Andrew and Pete.
Oh my God.
I am a new fantastic fan.
You gotta buy the T-shirt.
I know. I got pictures with them, and then when they saw me the second day, they were like, "Hi, Mary." I was like, "Yes."
Oh my God.
And their keynote, I loved it.
Yeah.
Because I learn in that style of fun. It wasn't like learn. You've got to do this. Their presentation style spoke to me.
I describe them as you have so much fun that you don't realize how much you just freaking learned until you stop laughing and you're like, wait, I just got really smart.
And it was so funny. So the next day they're like, what's your 90%? I was like, oh.
Live video. I'm going to have to step up my live video strategy. And here's one big thing. One big thing about Andrew and Pete for me. Their book, Content Mavericks, last year, and they have 2 books. The Hippocampus I haven't read yet. Sorry, guys. But Content Mavericks, I read it on the plane to San Diego last year on my way to this conference, and I immediately read it again because it's a short, easy read, but it is value-packed because I read it again a second time with my notebook out, and I did all the exercises, and it brought me back to my brand. It had me focus, had me realize how much time and energy I was wasting on considering the wrong strategies for me. And so I had promised myself every single year, after Social Media Marketing World, not before, because of course you go to World and then your brain explodes. So after Social Media Marketing World, every single year, I'm going through the book. I have the book with me, and on the plane ride home, I'm going through the exercises because I need to get back in touch with my brand, the core of it that doesn't change and that you can get away from. But I also have to get to where it is today and where my content strategy should be. But yeah, the 90-10 rule that they said is all about, spend 90% of your time, your energy, your money, your whatever, really energy and effort on doing one thing remarkably well. Get really, really good at this one thing. And then 10% of your time, you can mess around. You can roll the story fuel dice and play with content forms. But they're like, really, instead of doing everything half-assed, figure out the one thing that you want to become incredible at. And for me, that's going to be live video. And this is Marissa.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, introduce yourself. Tell them a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Marissa Callie. I am originally from San Diego. It's my third year.
Callie's a very good thing.
Yeah. I know everyone thinks that's my made-up last name.
I wasn't sure.
That's my real name. I am from San Diego. I'm a social media strategist, and it's my third year volunteering. Mm-hmm. But last night,
and you were a volunteer leader.
Volunteer leader, yes.
You were our bosses.
Yeah, I was a community manager in the volunteer group. Mm-hmm. So I was definitely. This year was so much more different than the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. I would say life-changing.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to articulate everything that I've learned. Like you said, you're so full of so much stuff.
That's part of why I live tweet.
Yeah.
Because and I was the number 5 tweeter this year, even though I half-assed it compared to previous years because I was a volunteer, so I was stuck in one room most of the time.
Yeah.
And it was a track that isn't really my jam. It was mostly bots. But I got to be the number 5 tweeter of the whole damn thing, all
Yeah,
thousands of
that's
people this
awesome.
year because of what I did do. But that's how I take notes. Like, I need to
Right.
look back at my tweets to find out what the heck I missed.
Yeah.
I
Right.
have no idea. And I actually brought the book here to try to jog my memory, but who knows if it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, life changing.
Yes. What can I say? So I really thrive on like the connections, and she was saying like
It's all about the
how
people.
she was for attendee, so you're able to make more connections. And I feel like online you can really connect with someone. Like I've talked to you online
Yeah.
at length, but didn't really get to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Last year we met, but just building upon those connections, because you can learn from their skill set.
Mhm.
You can learn from them as a person. And I think that was my big takeaway. Just my goal was to make deeper connections with people. And I did that. So I'm happy. But that's like the side part to all the content that we consume. So
what content did you get to do? So
Yeah.
I know you were very busy doing
Yeah.
your job, but at the same time, you
Mhm.
got to see some stuff. Right?
yeah, speaker team, shout out to the speaker team if you're watching.
Mhm.
We got to basically see different sessions if there was a free open time.
Yeah.
So I went to sessions that were beneficial for me and my clients. So I got to see Goldie Chan.
Oh, yeah.
You know Goldie Chan. She's big on LinkedIn video. So I learned something from her, and
That's
it kind
a
of
great niche to own, LinkedIn
Yeah.
video.
And Goldie, if you guys aren't familiar, she has like her
Right.
brand is a green wig.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a wig. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
It's a wig. I'm disappointed.
Well, she said green wig. I don't know if that's true.
Leave him go for it.
But it was all about LinkedIn video, which was new. I mean, LinkedIn for one is like big for a lot of people to like start work using, and then video.
Because it's hard
Like,
to know, right? Because
yeah.
LinkedIn is a very different platform than something like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So what did she say about LinkedIn video and how to use that differently?
Yeah, I mean, I think her focus is a lot on B2B. So if you're a B2B, like you're a B2B, like you're working with other businesses. I'm working with other businesses. I think everyone here, you're not on camera, so don't worry.
LinkedIn is supposed to be.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
Woo, LinkedIn. Well, get over here, girl. I was on LinkedIn Live for the first time at this conference because my boy Chris Strub.
Shout out to Chris.
Chris Strub. Woo, woo. We'll get to him because he was fabulous. But yeah, I got to go. He's one of the like 5 people or like handful of people.
There are 12 people that have LinkedIn Live.
He's one of the 12 people who have LinkedIn Live, and Switcher Studios did. Hey Deb, come on over. I know you're here. Switcher Studios said that they are working with like the 5 top people who are actually doing LinkedIn Live, which was cool. So I got to hop on for 5 seconds. Yeah, Deb, come over here.
I love so LinkedIn is my platform. I'm a LinkedIn strategist.
Yes, she is.
And I love the platform. If you're not there, you need to get on it now. But regarding video on LinkedIn, so we don't all have access to LinkedIn Live, and it's going to take, I've heard unofficially, up to a year for it to roll out, which is about right for LinkedIn. They don't roll anything out quickly. But that doesn't mean you can't be doing video right now. You need to be doing, and here's what I took away from Goldie's session. There is LinkedIn native, native video where you're on the platform and then you upload it. It's not live. And then a lot of people, they take their videos from YouTube, like I have, or Facebook and upload them. You get higher rankings on the algorithm if you do LinkedIn native versus uploading a LinkedIn or a video from YouTube. So we just have to be aware of the trends and what is working.
I think that's the same across all social media platforms.
You have
you
to be
upload
on,
a native video, right? Like no links.
Yeah,
Speaking
platforms
of
want you to
links.
stay on themselves.
Speaking of links, can I talk about Dan's talk?
Talk about
Were you there?
Dan's talk. So first I have to give a shout out. Pasquale just reminded me. LinkedIn local Westchester, April 1st. If you're in Westchester, come. Okay, so
awesome.
Dan Knowlton?
Dan Knowlton, yeah.
I love
he
Dan Knowlton. I hung out with him
did,
in England before.
how to do an engaging Twitter, like high engaging Twitter.
Do a Twitter.
Yeah, do a Twitter chat. Yeah, it's been It's been a long week.
I
Okay?
hear ya. But yeah, so and he brought people up on stage.
Yeah, it was. So he did he put volunteers into characters of what you shouldn't be. So those
what
were,
shouldn't you be?
So one of them was making tea. She
is the ultimate, amazing Twitter. Like she's built for Twitter. She's amazing. She's always the top tweeter of everything. So it's very hilarious that she was brought up as what not to be, but she was just playing a character. Making saying is actually what to be.
Yeah, but she was. Her character was automation, and then
cool post.
Tony. Great video,
Check out my content. I get more of that on Instagram, but still, people do it on Twitter.
And then I think he also was mentioning those tools that you use where you just automate and retweet other people's things without actually engaging and having conversations. And then he had Tony. Tony does ads.
I love Tony. Tony was my conference boyfriend.
Oh yeah, he's my conference BFF.
He's fantastic.
So he was generic Jerry. So don't just do generic posts. Don't, be yourself and be who you are.
What if you're really boring?
I don't believe that to be true. I think everyone has a story.
Yeah.
And they can find it was funny. I have to do a side story, but and then the third one was links, and that was me. So I got up on stage, which was kind of funny because I was never would have got up on stage.
He should have dressed you up like Link from Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Maybe
next time, Dan.
Maybe he's too young for that game though.
Oh, he might be.
Yeah. Oops. But yeah, I had a hat that had a link, and it was funny because I don't post links on LinkedIn anymore. Like we were saying with
Twitter.
Mary, or Twitter, using, posting your link, go read this and here's the link. That's all you do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't actually come have a conversation. So it was really cool, and he's a really good presenter. And speaking of good presenters, like Stephanie Lou. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stephanie Lou, I'm our number one fan. Woo! Stephanie Lou, I'm your number one fan.
Did you get one of her ring lights?
I got it. Yes, a pin.
Speaking of ring lights,
there's Stephanie Lou's ring light. Let's see.
Put it
You know,
on.
they
Say on
made
it.
her.
Lightscameralive.com.
So you know the thing that goes on your cell phone on the back.
Yeah.
They made her
The love
ones
handles.
that say lights, camera, light.
Yeah, I got a few branded love. I got a branded love handle from Twitter Smarter, which is a great Twitter chat hosted by Madeline Sklar, who's amazing to follow. If you have any interest in Twitter at all, follow Madeline Sklar. And she hosts a few Twitter chats every week. Social ROI at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays. And Twitter Smarter is, I think,
10 a.m. and 1. 10 a.m. and 1.
Yeah,
Eastern.
so 1 Eastern on Thursdays. And it's such a great community, and she does it live at Social Media Marketing World, which is nice. We all these people who talk every week online, we're sitting at the table together, and it was amazing. And I also did Social Media Examiner's SME chat.
Oh, yes.
With Jen Cole from Social Media Examiner. And so that was amazing because that one especially, I was like, my closest friends were on that table. My closest friends at this conference. I had Jen Cole, I had Chris Straub, I had all these great people.
SM Besties.
SM Besties. SM Besties took this by storm. I'm part of this huge, endless, insane, all day, every day Twitter thread.
How long has it been going on?
Since sometime last year. It was Afterworld.
A couple months.
Addison Zhang, started, she just tweeted about her experience learning about social media, and she tagged a bunch of us. So we're the OG besties.
Yeah.
And it's just grown.
Yeah.
And it's splintered off into all these things. It's a little insane, but it's also kind of nice to open Twitter no matter when and have
notifications.
Yeah, and seeing them live because that thread encompasses people from all over the world. Natasha came out from Greece. Zala came out from
Slovenia?
Somewhere. I'm sorry. We
You're
love
just
you.
Zala to us. We're sorry.
I live in Korea right now, and although she's coming back to the States.
I'm gonna find out where.
And then, of course, people from all over the States and several Brits. A lot of Brits are on the SM Besties thread. And I got to hang out with them at Atomicon, and now I got to hang out with them here. I love them. I want to bring Deb over. Deb, because this is Deb's first Social Media Marketing World experience. And Deb was actually on the Deb was actually on the community ticket, so she saw a lot of like live stage stuff and of course keynotes. So let's. Oh, there you are.
Hi.
This is Deb. Deb is from home. Deb's in Nyack, right?
Yes.
Yay. So tell us, Deb. Hey, ladies. Hey, Jen Cole. I love you. I just mentioned you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So you got to see like the keynotes and the live stage, right?
The keynotes, the keynotes were my favorite.
Okay, so tell us the impression. You saw my boys Andrew and Pete?
Yes.
I love them.
I did the virtual pass the past couple years, and I always followed on Twitter and everything like that. And I just remember them from doing something really interactive. They almost did a scavenger hunt kind of thing where they took pictures of themselves and actually incorporated the audience or something. It was really cool. So they were funny. They were all real. Like they speak the truth and just like real. So I love them.
What sessions did you see in the networking plaza? They had a bunch of stages with really great speakers.
I
did. Who did you see?
Well, funny that you asked that. I didn't really see anyone.
You were networking.
I did a lot. I went to all of the vendors, and
they had good sponsors this year. I told Emily Krum, I'm like, this year the sponsors brought it not only with like, with like the brand mix. I'm like, these are actually relevant companies as much as like, meh. So, but they were fun.
Like ones that were important.
Well, say it so we can hear you, my girl.
Yeah.
I think that this year the sponsors were notched up, and they were sponsors that the attendees needed to meet and to learn about their products. They weren't just sponsors to be a sponsor. There's totally different. Like you're just getting a sponsor to fill a space versus getting a sponsor that is going to and provide value to your attendees.
Yeah, I hung out with Wave Video for sure, which I'm really going to start. Mari Smith has been working. I went to a Wave party at Inbound and like learned about Wave, and then I did Mari's Facebook watch party with Wave, and so I joined Wave. I was like, let's try this. And I was giving them crap because they don't have an app yet, and most of my videos on phone.
I signed up for it.
I'm gonna do it now.
I use Adobe Creative.
Yeah,
I have Adobe Creative Suite, so I have Spark. Yeah, but the video, and so they have the video. They have the video.
Yeah,
but theirs looks so easy to use. I'm like, where is that?
It's so easy to use, and they let you do it. They had like a video studio there, and then they let you play around with the features on the computer. They weren't rushing you out.
Right.
They and I feel like that is emblematic of how it kind of went in general.
I gotta tell you one other thing that was amazing. Sarah, I think her last name starts with B, but she is with Light Labs. It's the stop motion.
Oh,
and I thought she was the most original.
Cool. What did they do?
So basically, it's stop motion. So it's basically she built an app so that you can actually do stop motion. So she ended up doing a workshop off-site, and so I went to that. She was originally on the Canadian Shark Tank.
Oh, cool.
So she was up for funding, but I thought she was phenomenal.
Do they have sharks in Canada? Just kidding.
Yes, they do.
I think that what I loved about the sponsors is that it was hands-on. You got to go to the booth and give it a whirl, right? Yeah. Try it out and see how easy it is, and see, for the video stuff, how clear it is and how easy it is to integrate and stuff. Right. So I'm a big fan of Ecamm. I've been with Ecamm since they started.
Well, you're a Stephanie Liu fan.
I am. Again, I'm a Stephanie Liu fan. So with the Ecamm guys, they were letting people come over and do live. And so I interviewed Glenn. That was one of my interviews. And then the next day I was trying to do an interview with my little mic, and I was like, oh, this isn't working. Let's just go talk to Glenn. He'll let us do live. Yeah. So we did a whole live right there with their setup. And I just love that it was interactive. A lot of that, like the Wave and the Ecamm.
Well, I think the commonality that we're talking about here is that all the vendors actually want to help you. Yes. But they also made it interactive. Mm-hmm. Like there was something there, like they gave you something, like they would give you like a discount off, or they give you a 30-day trial, or they give you something. So,
and they would spend the time talking to you.
But it's about being human, and that's the one thing that we learned a lot.
Being human all the time.
It's social, right? But it's about being human in person.
In fact, the reason I chose here, Kova Coffee, is because Thinkific, who is a sponsor, they're going to be having a little get together here right after this. Yeah. So I was like, I'm here for Thinkific.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And there were a couple e-course people there. Thinkific, Teachable.
Yep.
Those are the ones that came to mind because I didn't get to spend a ton of time in the networking plaza, but those two I'm already checking out. Because e-courses
are a great way to make what you do scalable.
Yeah.
And I'm a coach. I like teach people how to do things. So
that would be
I
great.
Yeah.
So what are you currently using? Like, how do you do it now?
I don't.
You don't.
I do one-on-one,
Yeah.
and I need to scale.
'Cause-
You can't scale
Because
one-on-one.
back in the day when I worked in the brand side,
Yeah.
we were trying to teach the employees how to use social,
Yeah.
and I use Camtasia.
Yep, I have that
And
program too.
I use Camtasia and I spoke and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously, like something like these other vendors are offering, they're really
Yeah, I need to do that. My friend Doreen and I, Doreen Warren Van Dam of Warren Media, we are doing some. We're doing a webinar, but we might be doing some e-course.
Do you know what webinar platform you're using yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
We were doing,
Demio?
We were doing, I think, Zoom for now.
yeah.
Okay.
Zoom is hot lately. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but they're like
We might
It
try
seems-
it, or like go to webinars.
For the webinar?
Like we'll figure something out. Like
So-
I'm playing with different things and seeing what's going to work for
Right.
me, and then I'll commit and make one of them my jam like later this year.
I'd be interested to know what webinar platform you choose. I'm getting ready to launch my courses in May. It's going to happen. I'm putting it out there, world, because I'm dragging my feet. And so,
Courses on what?
courses on LinkedIn. One's for job seekers, how to get found by the recruiters and talent managers. And my favorite course is how to turn your LinkedIn profile into a lead magnet. And that's for my
Nice.
entrepreneurs and small business owners. And that comes with a live office hours. So one-on-one time.
yeah.
But I'm interested in what platforms everyone's using for webinar and why, not just what platform, what are two things you love about it and what are two things you don't love about it? Because none of them are perfect, but I need to figure out what's perfect for me.
But what are
I
like
love
the,
it.
the
But
solutions?
let's move
Yeah.
back though to
Yeah.
social media marketing world recap,
Yeah.
because we could talk about solutions and
Yeah.
stuff all day.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to come on? You can, or do you? Yeah, grab a microphone.
Yeah.
Let's share.
Well, thanks so much, Christine.
Yay, and
Yeah.
hang out. You keep
And I
being-
am
keep
going
being
to
part of
the
this.
our
She popped on
second
and off.
LinkedIn local.
LinkedIn
together.
Local Westchester, April
Yes,
1st,
yes.
White Plains. All right. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, introduce yourself.
Hi, guys. My name is Megan. And
Megan what?
Merriman.
Hi, Megan Merriman. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So had you been to social media marketing world before?
No.
All right, your first time?
Yes.
All right.
And
What brought you to it?
So I met up with Brian Backus. I don't know if you know who he is,
I don't.
but he kind of does. So he does.
I want to
this-
make sure that's up high so we can hear you. But yeah. So you met up with
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, and then the next thing he talked about was Mid Summit, so that's exciting. But it was a really good way to kind of dip my feet in because I'm very new to all of this stuff, and I'm working with him as on branding, kind of finding your own brand, and your own platform, what works for you.
What's your 90% going to be? To go back to Andrew and Pete.
I think.
Well, you can play around. You got to see.
Not sure yet. I think I want to get into YouTube, but I feel like I'm not there yet.
Did you see any of the sessions on YouTube?
I went to, so I saw a couple things with Daryl Eves. So he's very smart, and he talked about some of like the algorithms for 2019 and the biggest things about just like your content, your thumbnail, and then your description.
Yeah.
And all of those.
Makes a huge difference as to whether or not people click.
Exactly. And also kind of tying everything into a playlist because unfortunately the bell notifications is kind of like a black hole of YouTube and it doesn't really work.
Yeah, but also if you've got that playlist, it can binge because a lot of times you watch a YouTube video and then it just kind of auto plays something completely random next. But if you have playlists, it's going to be you.
Right. Yeah. So that was something that I thought was a really good big takeaway because how many times are you on YouTube and you're watching like a funny cat and then next thing you're watching like Ellen DeGeneres for 20 minutes.
It's crazy when you have kids because it's like, oh, there's Baby Shark. Oh, there's someone like you shouldn't be seeing. No. Don't follow Baby Shark with its working video, or I don't know. Yeah.
But one thing that I did want to ask you, just because the big thing with conferences, and you talked about the book that you do afterwards, when you come away from something like this, just because obviously I feel like a lot of times, like, you are so like high when you're at these things.
Oh my God, and your
and
brain
like,
is exploding.
yes, and then you get like on your plane or you get home and you're like, what do I do now? Where do I start? Like, how do you decompress? Like, what is kind of like the best process? Obviously, it's not the same for everyone, but I feel like that's really important because a lot of times I found sometimes after conferences, I don't really decompress and I go like, and then I see an increase, and then the next week I'm like, and it kind of just crashes because it's too much.
Well, that's how it goes, and we need to avoid that. So one big thing is, and I'm still learning this myself, and I go to a lot of conferences now, because on the one hand, you don't want to have had this great experience and learned all this great stuff and then go home and do nothing with it. Like, it has to change the way you proceed. But at the same time, I've had that problem before where I'm like, I have 50,000 ideas and I'm going to try to rush into all of them. And then I burn out and I like half-ass things. I'm not consistent. That's not good. So as I said before, Andrew and Pete's book, Content Mavericks, I'm going to go through like the exercises, but there's lots of people who you can follow who have those things where it's like a little thing of like, all right, so get solid on your, it really all comes back to getting to the core of your brand and not getting shiny object syndrome, not saying, oh, I saw a great thing on, I saw a great thing on bots and now I'm going to go get really into bots. That's not me. That's not my brand. I work with, I might wind up having a bot. I'm not going to have that become my business. I just might get one for my business. So, think about what's, thinking about like what's on brand for you, what you're actually going to do, what you're actually going to maintain, and start slow. Write down your bajillion ideas of stuff you're psyched to go do. Write it down. Don't like lose those things, but really focus one at a time. Like, what's the thing you really want to make sure you do? Try it, see what actually works, but go back to brand with all of it, because the fact is, learning cool stuff and having that stuff be something you should do are very different.
Right. Yeah. So I wanted to jump in. Sorry to cut you off about the bots, but
do it, girl.
I agree. Sometimes bots are not for people, but I set one up specifically for the conference, just because I feel like
a lot of people do that. It was a great way to connect.
Yeah. You're rushing past people, and you don't get a chance to really like share all the links you're on or like really get people. So I set one up where if you go to all the .social, then it like says like, hey, nice to meet you at Social Media Marketing World. Here's how to connect with me. And it's simple to set up. And then
I made a landing page this year, and I did a QR code for it, which is funny. Yeah. Because QR codes are old school, but on the other hand, the iPhone automatically reads them now.
Right. Yeah.
Android needs to catch up.
Yeah, they do.
But it's just Gritmon.com/connect.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And it was great. People were like, oh my God, this is so cool. I love this. Because I had pictures from the photo shoot I did with Laura Pearman at this conference last year. And it had a thing for a form for them to give me their contact information. Right. As well as buttons to all my social platforms.
Nice. Yeah. So that's a good way to like kind of put everything together and then also showcase your skill set.
Yeah.
Like if you're connecting with someone possibly that maybe doesn't need a bot, but they see a use of it versus, hearing about it in the session, but not really seeing it in action, you can showcase that. And I mean, last year that happened with me because I was just getting in last year. Obviously that was like a big topic last year. And I ended up setting up one for a client that I met at the table talks. So it's like, it just works because you have to have one little thing that maybe they,
Did you see any good bot sessions this year?
I didn't go to any bot sessions.
I was in the bot room, but I didn't like do a lot. Although Molly from the Prepared Performer, Molly Mahoney, she's amazing. She talked about putting personality in your bots, and that's really important because, oh my God, I saw several bots on this trip that were the same as each other. And then I saw several bots on this trip that did their own cool, unique thing. My favorite ones like do a little something. They give you, some video. There's personality, and it's the personality of the brand and of the human. Your bots are going to be boring and automatic if you make them boring and automatic. Your bots are going to be like distilled essence of you if you make them distilled essence of you.
Right. Exactly.
And so that was fun. I want to talk some more about sessions. I want to know more about these sessions,
Mary.
people.
Yes. Am I being back in?
You went to
Anyone
more
wants to
sessions
talk
than
about
both of
sessions?
us. So if you want to talk about it.
And the keynotes are good to talk about too. We all went to that. Mike Stelzner, last year, the Facebook apocalypse had just happened. So we talked about that, and everyone said the key to surviving this is to be more human. Once again, the theme of everyone was be more human. We all gotta be more human. Hey, humans.
Yeah.
Like we are right now.
Yeah, be more human, and Mark Schaefer, the closing keynote, it was about be more human because people don't trust it when you're all like marketing-y and branding.
Salesy and icky. Who likes that? Who wants to
salesy and
be?
icky. You can't do that anymore. So we know that, and the point of social media is to be social and be human, and we have an advantage actually over traditional marketing in that regard because we can have more fun. But so what are some of the sessions that people saw that really took that message home in a usable way?
The chatbots. I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I think the chatbots, they were talking a lot about that. I had the community pass, so it wasn't the keynotes, but I'm like really interested in doing the chatbots. And I think that that's like a potentially new way. However, again, it is technology.
Which is ironic,
It is
being more human.
Yeah. But it's technology. I think it has to be thoughtfully planned. And like, I know like when I have to go to my Verizon or I have to go to, online and it's a chat box, it's annoying. So you really have to have that human touch as well. You really have to have that. Yeah. So as long as you
very personalized. So I got my first chatbot right before the conference just to have it for the business card style.
Yeah.
And then I was connecting with people and she's like, scan my bot. Mm-hmm. I have to say that I connected with a couple people with their bots and they were very human. They were funny.
What did they do that were human?
Okay. So the first thing, one of them was, what was her name? Caitlin and Sarah. And they had like a little emoji. And then they said, just kidding. Here's who we are because we always forget, faces and stuff. So then they sent a picture of themselves.
We miss you, Tim.
And it was personalized because it said, oh, we're here at Social Media Marketing World, personal. And she's on a knee thing like you. So she's like, Caitlin. Amy and Caitlin. So their bot was amazing. It's very personalized for this event.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that if you personalize it, like if you're going to a conference, make that bot about that conference and put something in. So I thought that was great.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. So regarding being human, and being kind and all that, I want to jump over to the LinkedIn session that Vivica did. And she,
she's great.
Vivica Von Rosen is fabulous.
Yes.
And she's LinkedIn expert on Twitter, right?
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
And human and
very personable.
So what she was saying, So what she was saying was, when you send an in-mail on LinkedIn, and I'm sure we've all gotten those. Don't sell me something the first time, and don't say
there's been a rash of that. It's getting bad.
It's spam. It's basically
Do you know
spam.
how many people want to tell me how to get more clients?
Or wait, I've seen your website. I can see how we can make it better.
Wait. Give her.
Okay, so I used to be in network marketing, and I cannot tell you the amount of people that I know, but it will be, and I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure that you can guess one of the millions of thousands out there, and it'll be like, hey, nice to see you. I just wanted to let you know that you're gorgeous, and I wanted to help you out because I'm giving this away to 5 lucky ladies, and all you have to do is pay $5.
Oh my God.
It was good to talk to you. What do you think? And they think that that's okay. That's not. It's spam. It's spammy, and no one cares.
I get a lot of, hi, Christine. Would you like to get up to 30 more clients each month? I'm like, would you like to F off? Yeah.
I hate it. So if anyone is sending me a message on LinkedIn and the first thing that you do is you connect with me and I accept you, and then it's like, here's a chapter to my book.
Yeah.
Or, hey, here's what I love. This
Let's
is
set up time for coffee.
no.
It's clearly a spammy message about that they're sending to
Right.
everybody. It's not actually.
But here's what I love.
wanna sell me.
This is the icing on the cake. Hey, Mary, glad to. I think you'd be a great addition to my team.
Yes.
Here's my response. Obviously, you didn't read my profile because I have a successful business. Delete report block.
Yes, I've had to. I've definitely, like, there's this guy, I'm not naming his names, but he always, like, for the past year, he's always been emailing me on hi.
Hi, Judy.
Hi.
I'm assuming that's Judy.
Hi.
So he's been emailing me on LinkedIn, and he totally forgot that he emailed me last year. And I said, well, I'm not, I'm always polite and saying, I'm sorry, but this time I don't need your services. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But he keeps on emailing me the same stuff.
Oh yeah, that's automation.
And then I'm like, and he talks about my old company. I'm like, I don't work there anymore. So yeah, it's just terrible.
So I love it when people ask me if they can teach me how to do marketing.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. Like,
can I
you'd be
teach
great
you
on my
how to
team.
do
And
marketing?
can I teach you how to do?
peopling?
I'm like, so just delete report. I used to be super nice. I'm like, so my friends would laugh. I called it a teachable moment.
Yeah.
So I would email them back and say, hey, you know what? Thanks for that. Can I just give you some advice? The first thing you send to someone should not be, a pitch. Join my company, sell this, buy this. And I had one lady write me back like, well, we were connected. And I was like, oh, no. So I had to school her, but that was probably last year. I'm so fed up with it. Now I'm like, delete and block.
Made mistakes before too.
Right. So I took it as like, I'm going to teach that person.
Because we were connected on LinkedIn.
Right?
Sorry, guys. I know better now. Know better, do better. Judy Hayes.
Hey,
Woo! Give it mic.
one of the tricks that I do is the way I know that people are using bots is my name is in all caps with a little light bulb icon in the first field.
yeah.
So I know when they're automating.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting, because you see, like, the whole point of LinkedIn
Is to connect.
engage and connect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So stop automating everything. Engage with your connection.
And if you are going to automate anything, my God, be like not generic with your automation. Make it at least sound like.
That was adorable. Like, I
Caitlin's awesome.
But I
Go Simply Social. Oh, Mel. Yes, Mel always Mel, the mummy trainer.
the mummy.
Okay.
Oh,
She doesn't train Egyptian mummies. She's
I was like
us.
the mummy. So
We're
the first,
mums.
yeah.
So she always gets MLMs wanting access to her fitness audience to try to sell you as beneficial motivation. I got one of these on Facebook, not even LinkedIn. Someone who I don't really know was like, "Hey, we're giving away $100. Can I send you something?" I'm like, maybe. And she's like, "Can you please just post this to your network about how we're looking for 5 women who want to lose 30 pounds each?" I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Piggybacking.
Yeah.
I think that you need to be authentic and real. If you're asking someone to do something like post, that's not giving something away.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
All right. So Judy, what sessions did you see, Judy Hayes?
Here,
Oh my
come sit
gosh.
I
Okay.
keep trying to bring it back to sessions because we keep talking about bigger, and it's great. That's what's awesome about this. But I want it to be about social media marketing world.
So the first one I started was Ray Edwards. And
Okay.
it was
What did Ray Edwards talk about?
fantastic. He talked about it was about writing, but it was about the authenticity.
Oh, is he the one about writing copy without sounding salesy?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I mean, not only is he a great presenter, but that was such a great way to start off the conference.
Yeah.
Then I listened to the other one that stood out was Andy Christina, Orbit Media. Blew me away because he showed how you can look at Google Analytics to measure your content efficacy.
That's
right?
great.
So because you can't, the whole adage where you can't manage what you can't measure.
Oh, I like that.
So he
I'm also bad with that. I measure nothing, and I need to get better.
yeah, well, and there's things that, especially when you're working with companies, there's the biggest, the highest paid person in the room thinks that they know the best, but data really tells you. And then the other one blew me away, Ann Handley, unbelievable.
She's so amazing, and I haven't gotten to any of her sessions any of these 3 years.
gosh.
Tell me about Ann Handley.
And she talked about email, and I have to tell you, she sends out an email called Total Anarchy. and it's every fortnight Sunday, so it's every other Sunday.
Yeah.
I devour it top to bottom.
Oh, nice.
It is, and she talked about really writing to somebody. So I'm going to write this email to you, Christine. I'm going to talk to you instead of trying to sound like you're a robot talking.
Yeah.
Be personal. Just really write as if you're talking to somebody.
I like
and
that.
you're being, one-on-one. Then it was, who else did I see? I mean, there were so many great people.
Yeah.
And what was great was last night, a bunch of people. I didn't see you there. I'm surprised. But at the Hyatt.
I was there.
Oh, there were so many people. I was in a corner there. I saw Andrea Ball. I saw Mark Schaefer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Superstars.
Some wonderful people from New Zealand. So that's what I love about this social media
Oh,
conference.
amazing.
It is not only did I meet you last year, and now you're a super freaking star.
Woo!
No, really, this girl, and you can't toot your own horn.
This girl.
But last
Sure
year
can.
we met at some Baja Lobster thing, and she was saying, this coming year, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get out there, and I'm going to be a speaker.
Gonna
And
do
next
it.
thing you know, she's out there. So,
I'm out there.
but the whole thing is, you can't plan to fail.
International speaker, baby. But this year I need to make money.
Yeah.
But
Hey, declare it.
I'm going to make money this year. Next year, I'm going to be able to afford to fly my family of 4
First
out to
class.
San Diego, and we'll go to Disneyland before I go do World.
I would do Legoland.
We could do both.
Legoland is cool.
I'm gonna be rolling in it. I'll be like Disney,
But one of the
Legoland.
things that, just back to the conference for a second.
Oh, love the UK, Mel. Mwah.
One of the things that was interesting
I'll be
was
back.
there's a real, I think, friction between automation and bots and being human. And there's like two schools of thoughts. It's like the other one was Chris Strub on Twitter.
Chris Strub. I want
It
us
was
to talk about him.
amazing.
I want us to talk
Oh
about
my
him a
gosh.
little bit. So Chris Strub volunteered at the conference last year, and and he was a speaker this year. I'm very proud of him. I've seen him speak all over the country in 2018 and in England. He made his international speaker debut at Marketed Live.
They're homies.
Yeah, so we're like buds. We're speaking at 2 of the same conferences together in June. We're both speaking at Social Media Week Lima in Ohio and Social Media Day Houston in Texas.
Fantastic.
And he's speaking all over the place. He's doing his Giving Day guy thing.
Yeah.
So Chris Strub helps nonprofits in particular figure out how to tell their stories online, because your story is everything as a nonprofit. But again, a lot of times we struggle with it. And he helps tell their stories as well. His big thing is a few years ago, he went to all 50 states in 100 days and worked with charity in every single state.
That was
So
amazing.
He worked with over 50 nonprofits everywhere he went, because he wanted to make sure he wasn't just going to go. It wasn't a road trip just for fun. He'd actually done that before. He wanted this to also shed light and share his light with other people. But that wasn't the point of his talk. That was the point of his movie premiere last night. But the talk was about Twitter, which is how I met him, which is how a lot of people met him, because he starts conversations on Twitter and he amplifies other people's conversations on Twitter. And he basically gave us the formula.
He gave us a
For
blueprint.
how to do it.
And very simple, too. I mean, compliment somebody on Twitter. You know? Actually call somebody out. If you heard a great quote from their speech or something like that. If you see something.
Can't be me, buy my thing.
Speaking of Mark Schaefer.
Mark Schaefer.
We got a Mark Schaefer newsflash.
Woo.
He just replied to my tweet about.
Mark Schaefer replied to Marissa's tweet. That is using Twitter properly. That is being strubby with it.
Yeah,
Strubby with it.
System. Yep.
Strubby system.
But what that whole thing about being human and really dealing with AI and bots, it's a challenge. And I think the whole thing about AI taking over our role is, as social media managers, is real. Because at some point it takes the social out of the social media.
And it sounds like it probably dovetailed nicely with Dan Knowlton's thing, because Dan Knowlton as we talked about before,
No
said
automation,
what
totally
not
human.
to do.
Yep.
Don't be clearly a robot. Don't spew generic stuff, and don't only share links. So
Yeah.
with Strub, I think it was 6 points.
Yep.
That he showed that really take you to the next level of being interactive on Twitter, being engaging, and making the right connections.
Yeah.
That was really key, because if you're doing the right things in the right way for the right reasons, you never know who will come across it. Although you kind of do, because you are focusing on things that are, going to be good for you, and that you will be good for. And my favorite thing is that the very first person in the receiving line afterwards to come talk to him works for Twitter, doing social media.
Oh my goodness!
So I made sure I immediately got a picture of them together, and I immediately tweeted it and tagged the two of them so they're connected, because I'm keeping it Strubby style. Marissa, let's talk about Strub.
Strub.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Were you were there. You were part of the wave. I made sure.
We have to talk about your idea that you wanted to do at
The wave? Oh yeah. So back when I spoke at Inbound in the fall, the front row was full of my friends who literally brought pom poms. Thank you, Holly Chessman, for putting together the pom poms.
Were they red?
They were red and white. Okay. And then I was like, yeah, that's branding. And then I got to Strubs. I switched around my schedule with somebody so that I could be at Strub's session. I was supposed to be elsewhere, and I made sure I was there, front row center. I made sure we were all there. So he had his besties in the front row. And then I said, let's do a wave.
How cool is that?
So I was front row center, and Marissa was at the other side of that same aisle. And I was like, you know what? I'll start the wave, and then it'll ripper out from both sides. Yep. And it wasn't that successful, but we tried, and he didn't notice anyway. Chris was so in his zone. But FYI, Chris, we did a wave for you. You're welcome. Strub! Oh, he has no signal here on the plane, but we love you. We love you, Strub. So what did you get out of the session?
I really love Twitter. I think it was just reaffirming a lot of stuff that we see in our group and marketing, and just being more human. We keep coming back to this, having conversations, and it's really hard, I think, to get distracted and being online all the time on all the platforms. And I was reminded of why I love Twitter and why I fell in love with Twitter was because of conversations. And so I'm going to go back and watch his talk and really write down the stuff, because I was really just trying to be present for the thing. And
between myself and Making Sang, I think we wrote down every damn word that boy said. So I think you're good.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and also, think about this. It's not about having lots of followers that you don't engage with. It's about having a tribe.
Oh yeah.
Quality, not quantity.
Exactly.
And if you do quality, you'll get quantity.
Exactly. That's awesome. Now, it was also another event Talkwalker put on with Chris Penn, and it was great because he really.
I got a stuffed Yeti from Talkwalker. Thank you. My daughter's gonna steal it, but
How did you get it?
I asked them. I said, "What do you have to do?"
You got that big.
I said, "What do you have to do to get a stuffed Yeti?" And they said, "I don't know. What do you think you should have to do?" I said, "I think you should have to post a picture with it in the booth and use all the hashtags and tag Talkwalker and maybe one more thing." He's like, "All right, cool." So I did all the things, and my daughter's gonna steal it because she's going through Yeti phase. So I'm snuggling the crap out of it for the next few days while it's mine.
Wait,
okay.
What did you bring home last year? What was that thing?
2 years ago, I won a television from HostGator, and I also got a stuffed Yeti. Last year, I won a big, huge purple inflatable alien from Andrew and Pete, which I have since taken to Wichita, Kansas, to Denver, Colorado, as part of the Road to Social last year. I brought it to England for Marketed Live. I did not bring it to Atomicon. But anyway, that's all right. So sessions. So Talkwalker had a session with someone.
Yeah, they had Chris Penn talked about really using their tool, and I have this. Do I? Okay.
And Talkwalker's a social listening tool, right?
Social listening tool, and again, it goes back to having analytics and really understanding. I know a lot of people are scared of analytics, but honestly, if you're going to affect change, you really have to have something to back it up. Mm-hmm. And we know social media better than anybody else.
We do.
We're experts, you guys. And another thing somebody said I thought was really cool is marketers are very open to admit that they don't know everything. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes social media world so great is that we're just sponges wanting to learn stuff.
We are.
And what's great is it's constantly changing.
It is.
So,
It is.
it's probably changing right now as we're talking about it.
It is changing.
Yeah.
The world is changing.
It's gotten quiet.
Yeah. A couple things that I want to say about Facebook sessions, by the way, because Facebook is my jam. And if anyone was at these things, definitely pipe up. two things about Facebook. First of all, Mike Stelzner, who runs
Mike Stelzner?
Who's Mike Stelzner?
Yeah, who
he
is
runs Social Media Examiner.
Oh, and what's that?
He's the father of this whole jam.
Oh,
He created this party.
Yay.
He created this
That's why
party.
we're
Mike
here.
Stelzner. So in his keynote, it's interesting because I mean I follow him, and so I know that even though last year it was all like Facebook video, this year he's like, maybe not so much Facebook though.
Interesting.
He pointed out something very important though, which is what Mari Smith, Queen of Facebook, also addressed in her keynote, which was Facebook is telling us what works. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg is being like open to an unprecedented level of, hey guys, here's what doesn't work anymore. Here's what works. Like, here's where we're steering things. He's telling us. As Mari said, Facebook moved our cheese, but they're hiding it in plain sight. We need to do video, for sure. Video still works.
And live.
It's just not magic, you know, because the fact is it's not this new thing that they're pushing and will, like, reward you with, you know, tons of views and a million versions. You know, like, they're just like...
Well, you know what's nice about video? What is it about video? It's
human.
Human authenticity. It's like, you know, when you hear somebody and see someone on video, it's like, oh, that's what they sound like.
Video's going to be my 90%, and that's why. Because I'm like, hey,
what's
I'm
your 10%?
here. I'm going to roll Melanie Dacey's Story Fuel dice and use the content matrix to figure out my 10% and play around. But the fact is, video, especially live video, is going to be my jam. But yeah, so video's a thing. They also said stories. Instagram stories, Facebook stories.
Any stories, even on LinkedIn. Stories work.
I'm really excited next year. I already know my content strategy for social media marketing world next year, and it's going to involve useful, not just me and my friends doing selfies at Worlds, but useful stuff about the sessions, and I'm going to put them in story highlights next year. But stories, because
wait, not this year?
It's ephemeral. No, because I didn't get to go to a lot of sessions because I was volunteering. And because I was all like, selfie with my friends, boop, boop, boop. Next year I'll be strategic, you guys. But then, oh no, but they're coming. They are? Yeah, we're going to be hanging with them, but no, I'm not thinking of it.
But they're not here yet.
No, but were you at Social Media Marketing World?
No, but I was at one of the networking things this week.
All right, cool. All right, someone named Laura's here. Hi. So anyway, so Facebook. So
Facebook, video.
Video, stories, interacting, engaging with people, being human. And groups. Groups were another thing that they said to do. And watch parties. Oh, I forgot. Part of the video thing that they said is watch parties. Facebook wants... One thing that I think this was Mike who said this part. He said Facebook does not want people sitting and passively consuming videos anymore. That's a big switch to their video strategy.
So it's like two-way videos?
Dan Knowlton! We were just talking about Dan Knowlton. Dan Knowlton. Dan Knowlton. We were just talking about you. So Dan Knowlton, we were talking about, he did the thing on Twitter. Oh God, that's loud. We got a selfie. Could they like not? Okay, so we're talking about Dan Knowlton did the thing about Twitter and the people not to be on Twitter. So don't be a bot, don't be generic, and don't post links all the time. So Dan Knowlton, what should you do on Twitter? Tell us, please. Speaker,
God,
right
I wasn't
here.
expecting this. I just came for breakfast.
That's okay. We're tossing you in.
The overall message.
By the way, we were saying that the person who does links all the time, since your costume survey, you should have made them link from Zelda. But we didn't know if you were old enough to know about Zelda.
No. I've heard of Zelda, but
okay. What should you do on Twitter?
So the overall message was to be more human and less robot. So people relate to real life people. At the moment, we're using outdated strategies that don't work anymore. Posting links to link your emotions. So it's really about trying to be relatable. Try and talk in the tone of voice of your customer. Like, look at what Wendy's does. Look at what Netflix does. Look at what
Wendy's is so much fun.
Yeah, and they're like relatable. For some reason, we feel like we have to be really corporate when we're on social, especially Twitter. Whereas we relate to people. Twitter. How do you say Twitter? Twitter.
Whatever. His accent is better.
What is this, by the way? What are we on?
We're on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Oh, Mel Bridger.
No! UK represent. UK really
Chris.
represented today.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Mel.
Yeah. So what should we do on Twitter? So we know don't be blah, blah, blah. We know be human. So how?
So there's a number.
How do we people?
So
Teaching me how to people.
So one is talking in the tone of voice of your customer. So actually, rather than trying to talk all corporate, talk in the tone of voice of your customer.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Also providing value. So try and provide more value than anyone else online. One example was Rebecca Redis. You know her?
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, so she had the most engaged tweet from Social Media Marketing World last year, and it was sharing a link to her slides, and it was just really, really cool. Look at what she's doing. She's sharing loads of value.
She's the reason why I, after World 2017, I actually picked a red.
Ah, I like
before I'm like, yeah, I like red, but now I know it's hex code CC0000.
I like it.
And when I do things, it is that. And when I do the show at home, I have a backdrop behind me that's red, and she got me to really commit to my visual branding, so that content is immediately recognizable as
when
mine.
I think of you, I think red.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I see red when I think of you. No, but
I'm gonna head up.
okay, well, good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Great seeing you.
So be human. So tell me.
There's another.
So Rebecca's tweet. What was that about?
It was sharing a link to our slide deck with a load of templates and stuff.
Yeah.
Super valuable.
It's useful value. So you can share a link as long as it's not all you do, and as long as it's something valuable and human.
Another thing is, there's a company called Vibe Tickets on Twitter that you should all check out.
Vibe Tickets?
Yeah, and what they do super well is they share culturally relevant content that their target market will get. So their target market, they basically sell tickets to gigs, right? So their target demo are people that go to gigs, and they truly understand that community of people and what the kind of different nuances that only those people will get, and they tweet about those things. So for example, if you're into gigs, apparently, there's whenever your favorite artist comes and gigs, they always go to every town around yours but your town. So they tweet funny things like talking about that, and they really, really get. Just look what they're doing. It's like
I love that. That's fantastic. Should I say what the name of it is again?
Vibe Tickets.
Vibe Tickets.
Vibe Tickets.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Awesome sauce.
I'm gonna get a coffee.
Thank you. You rock.
Thanks. I was not expecting
we got
this.
a speaker.
I just came in for breakfast.
This is what we do to people. If anyone wants to share stuff about their favorite sessions from Social Media Marketing World, we're talking about it. But yeah, really the gist of everything was being human. Mark Schaefer, in his closing keynote, talked about how we are the third marketing revolution. So first, like Ivory Soap in the 50s, they advertised the most, so they had the crazy market share. But at the same time, they'd be like, oh, look how perfect you'll be. So we sort of got a lot of those like perfect ad messages of, Mad Men era, kind of unsustainable promises. He showed us some completely ridiculous ads that we've all seen. And consumers eventually got hip to that and had such a backlash. That was the first revolution. And that's when things happen where like you legally can't say ridiculous things in ads and things like that. Thank you, Mel. So that was the first revolution. The second revolution was the internet. All of a sudden, we were not in control of the marketing messages anymore because people had so much information and people could shop around and people could figure things out for themselves with the internet. But at the same time, there was also an unprecedented opportunity to reach people. So that was the second huge, massive, seismic shift in advertising and marketing. And then the third shift we're in the middle of right now, which is people actively do not want to be marketed to anymore. They don't like it. They learn from people, which is why influencers are a thing now. But even influencers, if you feel like a corporate shell, it's not going to work so well. People trust each other. People trust their friends. People trust people in their community. You need to be that. You need to be their friend. You need to be a person. You need to be in their community. You need to come to them because the fact is you saying, here's why my thing is great, buy it, doesn't work anymore. You need other people to say, that thing is great, you should buy it. Very, very different. And I have someone else who's up for the challenge. Yay, introduce yourself.
Hello.
Hey! Oh, hi. We're going to talk to I too. Yeah, we're pulling you in. Okay, so introduce yourself.
My name is Laura Peterson.
Hi, Laura Peterson.
Hello. You can find me at Laptop Laura and all the socials.
Nice.
And
all right. So what were some of your biggest takeaways, greatest insights from sessions at Social Media Marketing World this year?
Well, this year I was a track leader, which meant that I was an MC in one of the rooms, and I got to introduce 10 different speakers.
Wow.
And that was incredible to kind of get like a nice overview of a lot of things. But I have to say, I was so concentrating on like the time and like taking photos for them that I kind of was zoned out. So I didn't get as much content. Yeah. I'm so glad I have the replays.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you my favorite one was from Andy Crestodina, and he talks about Google Analytics. But what he did that I thought was also really unique as a presenter was he actually recorded the session previously and then made it available to us who were in the room to watch back later, because it's like,
that's kind of brilliant.
Yeah, he was showing so many screens and like numbers and stuff that he had to go really fast, and 45 minutes just zooms by. So I thought that was a really nice touch as a presenter to like give people right away the resources to follow up. So that's maybe a little tip for anyone who does presenting that could be really handy.
That is brilliant. And his actual tips, like, is there anything that you recall where you're like, that's going to change the way I do something?
There's a lot, because he kind of just made it so simple on the things that you really can do with Google Analytics that I didn't even realize. Like, I have it, but it's sort of basic, and I'm like, it's there, but I don't really do anything. But I'm not analyzing it, so it's not actually helping me. And he broke down some really simple things that you could do. So I've got a lot of work to get back to.
I love that. That's good stuff. Is I here?
Hello.
I?
Yes. Yep.
I'm dragging
Yeah,
I
she's doing a live
on. Yeah. I Addison Sang is going to be here. Hi, come on in. Here you go. Hi, this is Addison Sang, who you should be following if you. She is fabulous and amazing, and she's also totally going to be speaking in the future, I'm sure. So, what did you get the most out of? So you were volunteering too, so you didn't get to
live videos. More.
90%. I bet that's your 90% too.
Yes, more videos, Instagram stories, more videos, and that's it. Really,
Absolutely.
like, I didn't go to that many sessions, but I went to all the keynotes, and that is a compelling message. And even Mark Schaefer's keynote, he was talking about at the end, we all stood up and pledged, be more human.
Yes.
And live video is a great way. You see how crazy I am, how passionate I am, right?
Right.
You see how nice.
How snuggly we are.
Exactly. And we're more human, right?
Yeah.
More videos.
Rob's a human. Rob should come do this too. Yeah. that is huge. Is there anything in particular? Mel Facebook Live setup because of you, which is awesome. You're teaching people how to do it better by example.
I just discovered StreamYard. I used to be using BeLive. Nothing against BeLive. But BeLive only allows me to stream to Facebook.
Yeah.
But you guys know, last week, Facebook was not working, and I was supposed to go live on that day. My community was waiting for me. My guest was waiting for me. Everybody was waiting for me, and the Facebook didn't work.
Yep.
At that time, I just realized how much I was depending on one platform.
Yes.
So I'm actually glad that happened, because it was a wake-up call.
Yes.
And since that day, I started using StreamYard, which allows me to go live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
I believe Switcher Studio also does something similar.
They
to
are.
that.
You don't have to use whatever works.
No,
So
that's great. That's a great point. Which is, if you're gonna do. No, I have a mic. I'm good. So if you're going to do that, it's good not to be dependent on one platform. And that's something that also was a message, because Mike Stelzner is like, don't put all your eggs in the Facebook basket.
no, and you also need to have email, because after that day, I was like, oh my God. So I did a LinkedIn video, kind of recap my experience and share my epic failure with everybody. And people were commenting, and even people who have had email lists, there were sometimes the email list, the provider failed, and they lost all the contacts. You just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know. Backup, diversify.
And it keeps in lots of places.
Exactly. So
I'm trying to get Rob from Thinkific to come over here.
I'll try
to. The Thinkific meetup is starting now, so I am going to go away momentarily. But I do want Rob to share some of his things. Rob, I want you to share. Yeah, so Rob is going to share real quick, and then I'm going to go. Because now the Thinkific party is starting. Angelique, the one that she mentioned is StreamYard, and Switcher Studios does similar. From Thinkific, tell us about Thinkific, Rob.
Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? Is this StreamYard or no BeLive?
BeLive.
Great. Hey, good morning, everyone. Should I hold it up like this?
Yeah, whatever works. So, did you get to see any sessions, or were you just in your booth?
No sessions. No sessions.
Was there anyone you were excited to meet who came by the booth?
What's that?
Was there anyone in particular you were excited to meet who came by?
I mean, everyone. There's so many people, a lot of people that are on Thinkific, just a lot of people that are on social that we work with, a lot of partners. Excited to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we bumped in. I don't know where we bumped in, just random spot.
I know. Every time I went to the booth, you weren't at the booth, man. But we're gonna bond now.
Yeah, no, it's good.
What brought you to Social Media Marketing World? Obviously, Thinkific is a sponsor, but
Thinkific is a sponsor, yeah. So Thinkific is a sponsor. We've been here for the last probably 4 years. So attending, and but yeah, this year we sponsored, and it was great. It was awesome meeting so many people. But yeah, it's just a place for us to meet all of our friends in one place, rather than like visiting all of them one at a time. But yeah, it's just an awesome conference. Emily,
and it's about some experts who can hopefully share that expertise. I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good place for us because a lot of the attendees are looking to, monetize their knowledge and things like that. So yeah, it's a great place for us, and it's a well-run conference. We love, Emily and David and all those guys. They're social media examiner.
Awesome sauce.
Well done.
Did you learn anything at this conference about social media marketing?
So much. Just to basically, even like live streaming was a big thing for us that we saw, and we really planned to do a lot of live streaming while we were here, and it worked really well. It's just the easiest content to make, in my opinion. There's no editing.
I love it so much.
And the engagement is great.
So lazy, you guys, it makes me sad.
And there's like a ton of comments and a ton of engagement, so yeah, it's great.
Awesome, thanks, Rob. So now I actually came here because Thinkific is having a thing, so I'm going to move on to the Thinkific thing right now and stop doing this live stream. But thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. This is not the way my show normally goes. Normally my show is I have one guest, we talk about a topic, it's like 20 minutes long. So do tune in. I do this every Friday, normally, at 12 noon Eastern time. This was Saturday because of Social Media Marketing World. So make sure to like Christine Gritmon Inc., follow. And actually, if you want to slide into my DMs, go for it. And I'm gonna go say bye, Marissa Callie, wherever you are.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.